In the last video, we discussed about organizing the data through frequency distribution table and presenting the data using various pictures or the graph, right? Now in this chapter, we summarize the data by finding the average, which also called mean. Another average could be median or the mode or the mid-range. These are actually called the central values, okay, or the central tendency of the data. That's what we call, okay. And also we'll find the variation, how far the data are scattered from their central values. And also we find out the positions. Positions are quartiles, deciles, percentile, etc. And at the end we will do the box plot, how to calculate the box plot. So let me remind you about the parameter and statistic. So statistic is the measure obtained by using the data values from sample, okay, and parameter is the measures obtained by using all data values from the population, the whole population, okay. So let us first talk about the mean. The mean, which is also called arithmetic average or just average, is found by adding all values of the data divided by the number of values, okay. A sample mean is denoted by x bar and the population mean is denoted by mu. We call mu, okay. This is a Greek letter mu. So for the sample we denote by x bar, for the population we denote by mu, but for both cases what we do is to find out the mean, you add all the values, divide by number of values. Either this, also for the population also you add all the individual population values, divide by the number of values in the population or the number of data points in the population. Okay, let us do an example. Example 1. Find the mean of 7, 10, 15, 18. This is a sample, okay, sample of 4 numbers. Now to find out the mean, what you do is you add this plus this plus this plus this, divide by 4. If you use calculator, you will get 12.5, or you can do by hand too. Now, there is an easier calculator way to find out the mean directly for this data. What you do is you need to go to, in your calculator, you need to turn on the calculator and go to stat and then press edit, select edit and then hit enter, okay. If you hit enter, then you will see the table of values like that. You will see L1, L2, L3 and so on, okay. What you do is you enter this data value in L1, you press 7 and hit enter, and you press 10 and hit enter, you press 15, hit enter, you press 18, hit enter. Now you enter the data. Next thing what you do is you go to the, again press stat and then go to calc, stat and then calc. Calc is obtained by pressing the right side of the arrow, okay, and then pick one variable statistic, okay, one var stats. And if you hit enter, if you are using TI-83, you will get one variable stat and then you will have to pick L1 here, okay. You can write L1 or the calculator automatically picks L1, okay. But if you are using TI-84 or 84 plus or 84 plus CE like that, then whenever you do stat calc and one variable stat, it says X list and then frequency list like that. For TI-84, you will say X list and then frequency list. In the frequency list, you don't do anything, just leave it blank, okay. And in the X list, you do L1. It will automatically show L1 in the X list, okay, because you enter the data in L1, it will automatically show L1. If it shows different number, different column here, you will have to pick L1. How to do L1 is you do the alpha, okay, you do alpha and then 1 will picks L1 like that, okay. But how to do that in TI-83 is given in this video. If you click this video, you will be able to see the video describing how to use TI-83 calculator to find out the mean. So this was mean of the raw data, meaning you collect the data in the field and you try to find out the mean, okay. But if the data is given in the grouped form, what does that mean? Data is given in this class boundary or class limit and then frequency. This is the group data form, okay. In that case, what you need to do is you need 4 columns. One is the frequency, one is the class column, another is frequency column. These two will be given to you, class limit or class boundary and frequency f. What you need to do is you need to find out these two. You need to find out the mid value of each each class, and then you need to find the product of f and xm for each class. Okay, and then the next thing you need to do is find the summation of f, meaning find the sum of the column of f and find the sum of the column of f times xm. And then x bar, the sample mean, is given by sum of f times xm over summation m. Okay, if the class limit are given, no need to find the class boundaries. You can work with the class limit too. Look at this. Here the class boundaries are given and frequency is given. So how do I do that? Is we need 4 columns. So the class and the frequency, the first and third column are already given. I copied that. In xm, I found the mid value of this class. What is the middle number between 0.5 and 3.5? How do I find out that? Is you add that, right? You do 0.5 plus 3.5 divided by 2. So that will be 4 divided by 2. That is 2. So that mid value is 2. The mid value of this is 2. Mid value of this will be 5. And find the mid value of each of those. That's what the rule says. And then after you find out xm, you multiply this with that and write down here. Okay, multiply this with that and write down here. Multiply this with that and write down here. So summation f means the sum of the frequency. You add these 5 numbers and you got 31. You add these 5 numbers, you got 161. Now what is x bar? X bar will be sum of these. That means this sign is summation, right? Summation. We also call sum. That means you need to add this column. Okay, 161 over 31. That's what you do. Okay, and if you find out that, you will get 5.19. 5.19. You notice that the class was given with 1 decimal and I wrote the answer in the 2 decimals. Okay, that's what we usually do. All right, now how do I do these things in the calculator? Is to do these things directly by using calculator. What you need to do is, first you need to find out the class average or the mid value, and then frequency. So what you do is you go to the stat, edit, and then hit enter. And in that after you hit enter, you will get L1, L2, L3, L4, and so on. Okay, what you need to do is you enter the mid value in L1, 2, 5, 8, and so on. And then you enter the frequency in L2, 11, 12, 4, 3, 1, and so on. Okay, now what you do after you enter this, go to stat, you press stat and then calc, and then go to one variable status. In your TI-83 calculator, after you do that, you need to press the curly braces and write L1 and L2. Okay, if you are using TI-83 version calculator, you need to add the curly braces in your calculator and then write L1 comma L2. How do I write L1? Is alpha 1 will be L1 comma, and then alpha 2 will be L2. If you press alpha and 2, it will press L2 there. But if you are using TI-84 calculator, after you do stat calc and one variable status, it will ask you X list and then frequency list. Okay, in X list you do alpha and then 1, that will pick L1 where the X values are, the XM values are. And in frequency list you enter those in L2, right? You should do alpha and then 2, that will pick L2 here. And then hit enter, will give you the mean, median, mean and standard deviation, Q1, Q2, Q3, everything for this chapter. It will give you everything for this chapter. And there is a video link here. You can click that video and find out how to. You can click this video in your worksheet. Okay, print. Go to the online and then click the link of that video in the worksheet. All right. This is how to find out mean for raw data and mean for the group data. The next thing we want to find out is median. Okay, so first of all, what is the median? Median is the value that is exactly in the middle. Exactly in the middle. For example, if you have the data set, let's say 3, 4, 5, which value is exactly in the middle? This is exactly in the middle. How? Because left of this there is only one data, right of this there is only one data. So this is exactly in the middle. So this is the median. Okay, but if you have 3, 4, 5, 6, there is no single value in the middle, because if you take 5 in the middle, then there are 2 values on the left, 2 data in the left, and then 1 data on the right. And if you take 4 in the middle, There is one value on the left and two values on the right, two data on the right. So none of these are in the middle. But what we can say is these two values are in the middle. Okay, because left of this is only one data, right of that is only one data. So the median here will be the average of these two. So what is the average? This is 4 plus 5 divided by 2 will be 4.5 will be the median, because see, left of 4.5 there are two data, right of 4.5 this is two data. So 4.5 is the median. So how do I find out the median then? So first of all, we need to write the data in the increasing order. Look at this. Median denoted by MD is the midpoint of the data arranged in increasing or decreasing order. If there are odd number of data points like this is odd number of data point, right? The median is the one in the middle, that is like a 4. That is median equals to n plus 1 over tooth term, meaning how many data are there? 3 data, right? So the formula says 3n plus 1 over 2. How much is that? Second term. What is the second term? First, second, 4 is the median. If it is if the number of data are small, then you can write in the increasing order and find out which one is the median. But if there are many data, then you can find out which term is the median. How? Number of data plus 1 divided by tooth and then term. That term. So this is the second term. Second term is 4 here. If there are if there are odd number of data points. But if there are even number of data points, this is how we find out the median. The average of n over tooth plus n over 2 plus 1th term. For example, here in this example, what is n? N is the number of data point is 4, right? What is n over 2? Is 4 over tooth term. 4 over tooth is second term. And then what is n over 2 plus 1? That is 4 over 2 plus 1th term. That is 4 over 2 is 2 plus 1 is third term. So what is the second term is 4 in the increasing order. And then third term is 5. What is the average of 4 and 5? That is 4.5. This is how we find out the median. Okay. So first of all, write the data in increasing order. And if there are odd number of terms, the n over 2, n plus 1 over 2. This is n plus 1 over 2th term is the median. But if there are even number of data, you find out n over 2th term and n over 2 plus 1th term. And then you find out the average of those two values. That will be 4.5 is the median. Okay. Look at this example 3 and 4. I actually did exactly the same way, okay? And I'll show you the calculator way too. So to find out the median, first of all, this is not given in the increasing order. So I wrote that in the increasing order. How many terms are there? There are 15 terms. So 15 terms means, so how do I find out the median there then? Since this is odd, then 15 plus 1, the first formula will be used, right? So this formula will be used here. So 15 plus 1 is 16 divided by 2 is 8th term. 8th term will be the median. So which one is the 8th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the median. But if there are even number of terms, for example, there are 14 terms, right? So what is the half of 14? Is 7, right? So it will be the 7th. N over 2 is 7th term and n over 2 plus 1th term is 8th term. So 7th and 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8th. So we need to find out the average of those two terms. That will be 21 plus 23 divided by 2 will be 22. Now we can find out median directly. To find out the median directly using calculator, you don't need to write in the increasing or decreasing order. Okay. So what you do is you enter the data, raw data in L1 or wherever you want to enter, and go to stat calc and one variable status. Exactly the same way you did, but you need to scroll down. After you press one variable status and then hit enter, press enter, you will see a lot of result. But at the beginning you will see X bar, and then you will see and whatever you see, you scroll down and you will see a MED, median. That is the median value. Okay guys, so in the next video I will show you how to find mode and the mid range. All right, thank you very much.